Good evening. This is week 2 of Social Work 541, and the overview for this week is as follows. Week 2 will examine exactly what is meant by the terms community and organization. Concepts examined include the roles and functions of community, as well as what is meant by community health and community dysfunction. Students will examine the consequences of community functioning on members of those communities. The learning objectives are as follows. After completing the activities, you will be able to define the terms community and organization, define and describe the functions of communities, define the types of organizations affecting communities, and identify factors affecting community, including governmental operations, race, ethnicity, and politics. Let's start by looking at the learning resources for this week. There is an overview PDF that we will go over shortly. There are a number of readings that define community, a number of readings that define political systems, a very long list of supplemental readings, including several toolkits that will help in your understanding of community, a supplemental website that looks at state and local governments on the internet, a video around governing from the ground up, how local government really works. And we'll go next to the learning activities. So the learning activities for this week is as follows around local politics. Every 2 years in the U.S. is an election year. In your initial post, describe the political life of the community you are presenting in the My Community in Words and Picture assignment. To do so, start by describing the what of political life in the community. What does the voting registration profile look like? What political party is predominant in local elections and state elections and national elections? What is the name and political affiliation of your U.S. senators, representatives, governor, state representatives, mayor, or local supervisors? Then describe the why factors. What factors may contribute to these affiliations? Is it something historical, demographic, issues of urban versus rural? If the political affiliations of your local politicians are different, what might be the causes of those differences? And if they are the same, does it appear that they will remain so after the election? Why or why not? Respond to at least one classmate. In your response, discuss the similarities and differences you see between your community's political life and that of your classmate. You are to respond by Thursday, and then respond to the post of another classmate by Sunday. In week 2, you will have your first assignment, My Community in Words and Pictures. You will prepare an 8 to 10 minute presentation using pictures and words that attempt to answer the question, do I live in a good community? You will use PowerPoint or Word to display your information, and either Canvas Studio or Screencast-O-Matic, which is now ScreenPal, to record the oral component of your video presentation. For this assignment, you are going to analyze the geographic community in which you currently reside. In defining your community, you may select a geographic community of any size, your neighborhood, your town, your city, etc. So step 1 in this assignment, you're going to begin by reading the article, Seeking the Good Community. And you can retrieve that at this location. Step 2, prepare that 8 to 10 minute video presentation using PowerPoint or Word to display your images and information, and again, either Canvas Studio or ScreenPal to record your screen and voice. Watch this video for help in figuring out how to use ScreenPal. Your presentation must include pictures, photographs, short videos, tables, and present the following: demographic, description of your community, who are the residents. You can use data from the U.S. Census, city data, other sources, your city's homepage, and other statistical quality of life information. You're also going to provide an overview of important institutions in your community, and then talk about the map of your community. You may be able to find an actual map of your city through Google search or mapping data or some other resource to find a map of your community. And then your good community assessment. Assess how your community compares to the elements of a good community as presented in the article. Is it a good community? If yes, what makes it so? And if not, describe why not. What changes or improvements would you make in your community if you could? For your video presentation, you are free to use any visual sources you wish, but make sure you cite them. You may include your own photos, videos that you create as you walk or drive through the community. Your presentation should include a page with citations for all sources in APA format and include a cover page with a map of your city. And after recording, you're going to upload that video and submit here for grading as well in week 3, discussion reactions to my community in words and pictures. So your video is due Sunday. We are now going to go through the overview PDF for the week. The objectives for this week are as follows, and that's to define the terms community and organization, to define and describe the functions of communities, to define the types of organizations affecting communities, and to identify factors affecting community, including governmental organizations, race, ethnicity, and politics. So what is a community? It's a group of people living in the same defined area, sharing the same basic values, organizations, and interests. It could also be an informally organized social entity, which is characterized by a sense of identity. What are some of the characteristics of communities? They may include commonalities such as geography, values, shared interests, goals, culture, and profession. Considerations include the borders of the community, the participants, members, the organization, its structure, language, and symbolism. Types of communities. So we can have community based on place, community based on interests, community of identity, communities of organization. We can have virtual communities and projected communities and combinations of the above. This is not an exhaustive list. What is the purpose of community? The purpose for community is as variable as the range of human experiences. It may be linked to fulfillment of needs. Communities of location may also be considered the primary base for systems essential to social functioning, including production, socialization, social control, mutual support, and social integration. So some examples of contemporary communities: African American South, aging farmland, big cities, rural small America cities, evangelical hubs, college towns, graying of America, Latinx centers, LDS enclaves, suburbia, Native American lands, urban, suburban, working class, etc., etc. Geographic organization in the United States, there are types of boundaries determined by laws and treaties, and here are examples. Could be types of political control determined by federal and state constitutions. Federal and most state governments have executive, bicameral legislators, and systems of courts. County and local systems can vary, and most states place large control over education, safety, and significant social welfare activity in local systems. So that covers the definition of community. You have your assignments for the week. If you have not at this point signed up for a group, please do so by the end of week 2. If you have not signed up, I will be assigning you to a group so that you can work on projects that are coming up in the future. If you have any questions, please let me know. Get back to me as soon as possible. Have a wonderful week, and I look forward to reading your assignments for week 2.